Hello everyone. Hi, how are you doing? My name is Zyna Obasi and I'm the host of The Waiting Room with Zyna. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for those of you that joined early on Zoom. Thank you so much. It's been another wonderful week and I'm happy to be here. Always happy to be here with you, bringing you this amazing program. Remember this book? This is The Waiting Room experience, my waiting room experience, Zyna's waiting room. So this is my book. I'm the author of this book and the host of The Waiting Room with Zyna, which is kind of an offshoot of this book. So you need to get the book. Don't worry, just make a comment wherever you're watching us from. If you're watching from Instagram, you can drop a comment there and we'll direct you on how to get it. If you're watching on Facebook or Zoom, and if you're going to watch later on YouTube, just let us know where you are and how you want to get the book. If you want the hard copy, we can find a way to get it across to you. And if you want the e-copies, you can get them from Amazon or also from Books. So please try and get that book so that you can read and also gift to people who are waiting or who have been in this business before, of waiting, in the situation of waiting before. Thank you once again. Welcome. And today I'm going to be talking to you about what to do while you're waiting. So I have been having this idea of doing something more than just writing the book. Since I launched the book, and people have been reading and commenting, and I've been getting a lot of feedbacks, wonderful feedbacks from those who have read it, and I started having another urge to do something more than just the book I've written, and that was how this came about. So the program we're watching today is basically to explain more to you. Apart from reading the book, we also want to have a one-on-one communication with you, where those of you who are waiting, even if you are not waiting, this program is for everyone. Because if you are not waiting, you would want to know what to do when you know someone who's waiting and how to help them. And if you have waited in the past, you can also share your experience, which is why we have another platform, the Telegram chat platform, where we are trying to building a community of people who are looking for support. You might actually have the support you need, but you have other people who don't have. So if you join the community on Telegram, you can be part of it and you can also help out in any way. So we're going to start this week by God's grace. Next week rather, we're going to start next week on that Telegram chat room, because it's been silent since we created it. We were just waiting to complete, at least get up to 50. I think we are more than that now on Telegram. So we're going to start next week. So welcome again, and it's my pleasure to have you on this amazing program. Sorry. Okay, so today, like I said, the topic I have for you is, what do you do while you're waiting? This is the fourth episode, right? This is the fourth episode. We've been having different topics per episode. And don't worry, sometime in the future, we're going to have guests. We're going to bring people to come and join us. Those who have waited will come and share their experiences. We're also going to bring in, we're going to bring in medical practitioners and different people. They're going to have, they're going to join and be part of this program and help us in one way or the other, just to make it a better and more beneficial to everyone who will join. When you are waiting for children, specifically, what do you do? I have waited. I did wait for 17 years before my baby came and changed my life. But I understand that wait. I understand that frustration. I understand that endless wait. If you read my book, you would get to a point where I talked about the red robot and how I described it. Some people read it and they laugh, So when you are waiting for children, menstrual cycle is not your friend. You don't want to see the red robots. You don't want anything to do with them, but you keep seeing this guy every month consistently. When you're waiting, you don't know when he's coming. You don't have control over it. You don't know what's going to happen, and there's the fear. What if he never comes? What if I never get these children? What if nothing happens? What if I end up, living my life and growing old and then I don't have kids? So it comes with a lot of questions and a lot of issues. So, but what do you do while you're waiting? I've heard stories where people who are waiting had to resign their jobs. Someone told me a sister story, and it's very funny. So this lady, she waited for some years. She was very distressed and depressed. Of course, while waiting, colleagues were getting pregnant, friends and younger ones were getting pregnant, having kids, and she was just there. So she became very, very agitated all the time. She could no longer concentrate on her job because the frustration was so much. She was running from one place to the other. She had to leave her job. Now, when she left her job, she started, she was at home basically, going from one program to the other. At the end of the day, what happened? She started having children. As I'm talking to you, she has 3 of them. Now, when the children came, she had no job, no business, no skill. Her sister, who was telling me the story, said right now the lady keeps bugging her to give her money to take care of the children. So you understand where I'm coming from. You might think that the only thing you need, if you're waiting, the most important thing I need in this world is just a child. I don't care if I'm rich, I don't care if I'm poor, I don't care if I have anything, I just want to have a child. Trust me, you need money. Because when that child comes, you will need money. So what do you do while you're waiting? First point I'm going to talk about is be positive. First of all, be positive. I know it might sound like it's not attainable. I mean, how can she even say I should be happy while I'm waiting? Well, that's why I wrote this book, because it actually healed me and got me to the place where I could talk about so many things. People were surprised while I was still waiting. In fact, some people did not even know that I didn't have children. Because what used to depress me before was no longer depressing me. I got to the point of healing and I scaled over that. So be positive. You need to be positive while you're waiting. You have to believe that you would have children. You have to believe. If you don't want to be in that situation, because you'll be in a very dark place. So you just have that, you need that positivity all the time. So be positive. And I say wait with faith. Wait with faith. You have to wait with faith. You have to believe. You have to accept. You have to know it. Like you know your name, that I'm going to have children. Have that assurance. And why do I tell people to have that assurance? Because of the next point. Open your mind. Opening your mind is the best thing that can happen to you, because some of us are locked up. If you had watched in the past, I can't remember the episode where I talked about a little bit of what people make people go through while you're waiting. They make you suffer because they want you to feel the pain all the time. They remind you. And you will now be living your life according to people's, dictates. You want to live your life according to somebody else's. You want to live your life thinking about somebody else. You have other people's thoughts and looks in your head. You can't do that. You can't live your life like that. Be open-minded. Children are a gift from God. They can come anyhow. Be open-minded. You can have these children. Sometimes God is leading you in a particular direction, but because your mind is closed, you are not seeing that. You are not looking that way. You just feel that it has to come this particular way. Sometimes God even gives people the option to have a surrogacy, or to have a baby through IVF and all of that, and they reject it because they feel in a particular way. No, you need to open your mind. You need to open your mind. I heard about a story of the lady, one of my friends told me, her cousin, who now has 2 kids. Nobody knows that the second child, she didn't have her biologically. That child is her younger sister's daughter. And she took her in from age 2. And she has raised her to a teenager right now and still raising her. That is her child. Sometimes God gives you that opportunity. but we just want it to look like this. You can go through adoption. That's what I did. God gives us different opportunities. And I can tell you for sure that my baby is nothing less than anything. She is my baby. She is our baby. She is the joy of our Father and myself, and we love her and she loves us. And that is all God wants you to do. Open your mind. Don't put yourself in a box and say it has to be like this while you're waiting, because you are the only one waiting. Don't think about what people will say, what people will do, and all of that, how they will look at you. That is not your business. It's their business, not yours. You do you, and just let them be. Another point I'm going to talk about is engaging yourself. When you're waiting, you have to engage yourself. If not, you see all those crawling demons they crawl into your brain. They will come and start telling you things. If you keep yourself if you're not busy, keep yourself redundant or whatever, you just be there and things will be coming to your head. So be actively engaged in something. If you have no degree, go get one. Trust me, waiting for a child can attack your innermost mental strength. It will attack you in ways that you don't even know. Keep yourself engaged. Your brain needs to be working. So get a degree. If you have a degree, get another one. If you have one, get a master's, get PhD. Just keep reading. Some people might say, why do you want me to go and be reading? I don't like school. Then learn a trade, learn a skill. If you don't like school, go and learn something. Learn to bake, learn to cook. Another thing you can do is to start a business. There are so many businesses. You have enough time in your hands. When you're waiting, I can tell, because oh my God, right now as I'm talking to you, I should be sleeping. I don't even have time for myself anymore, and I have just one. Imagine people who have 2, 3, 4. You cannot do business. Can't be having children and starting a business at the same time, especially if you don't have any trusted person to stay with you and help you raise them. It is not funny. It's not easy. So while you're waiting, what do? Get up from where you're sitting and crying. Go start a business. Make money. When they come, they need that money. I always told myself, what would I do if I were to be born into a home where my mother waited for me for 19 years or 10 years or whatever, and then I come in and she cannot pay my school fees? I'll ask you, are you sure you waited for me? Because I don't understand. What were you doing when you were waiting? You should have used that opportunity and the time to make money. So my dear, get up and go and find money. Look for businesses. Do 4 businesses. You have the time, do it. If you are working, build your career. Build it. Put in time, effort, and skill, and learn more. Get more certifications. Do so much more and scale up. You have to do all of that and scale up in your job, in your career, in your business, whatever. If you've done all of this, you still have some more time. Volunteer. Yes. If there's a primary school or a nursery school beside you or a secondary school, volunteer. I used to volunteer in River State. There's a government school by near my house where I used to live then in One. I just went to the principal and I said, I want to come in once in a week to come talk to your students. Was it twice a week to come speak to your students? And the man said, okay. He had never heard that before. He asked me if I'm coming from a church. I said, no, I'm not coming from a church. Yes, I'm a Christian, but no church sent me. I'm just doing this as my own give back to the society. Because I believe that these children, at this time, their minds are still soaking up ideas. While they are looking at Davido and the rest of them of how to be rich. Looking at musicians and actresses and everything that have worked hard to be rich, but they don't know. You need to teach them that you have to go through some kind of process. So I need to be there to teach them, to speak to them twice a week. And he gave me 15 minutes every day, every two times a week. And I was going there in the morning. I'd get ready, dress up. I didn't have much to do. Now I want to do that, but I don't have the time. So use the time that you have to do something constructive. I kept going to that school, speaking to the students, come up with ideas. If you don't know what to say, ask someone else. That's why we have a community. Ask someone else, what are the ideas that you can use. I was just talking to them basically about life. So every day I prepare something. I prepare a small note. The first day I spoke to them, I talked about making mistakes in life and how the mistakes it's making a mess of your life. How it's harder to clean up a mess than it is to make it. It takes you 5 seconds or 1 second to spill oil. How long does it take you to clean it up? So that resonated with them. Sometimes I'll take items to show them, how, these things could play out. And they were anxiously listening to me. So volunteer. In church, in schools, wherever you see children, be part of something that is actually working. Since yours are not here yet, be actively involved. Do not sit at home idle and pray, cry. What I used to do then was pray, cry. Trust me, pray crying does not move the hands of God. You just feel sorry for yourself and sorrowfully pray and cry. It's an exercise you just do to feel sorry for yourself. But trust me, there's nothing there because you are not praying in faith. The only thing that can move God's hands is faith. And that faith comes by, listening to Him and doing what He's asking you to do. So get busy, get busy, get busy. Next, genuinely care for other people's children. Genuinely care. Don't allow that thing to settle in you that you start looking at children and other people's children and you start getting angry and frying your face and say, because they're not your kids. No, don't do that. Don't get there. Don't let that happen to you. Okay? It's hard. I know it's hard. It's very difficult, but you can do it. How? Pray about it. Pray about anything you want. Pray about it. Especially when you want to do something good. The answers come like this. If you want to love someone, I've done it several. If you want to love someone, pray about it. It will work. You will love that person. You will not find out why you hated them. So pray about it. Let God give you the grace to accept other people's children and see them, as God's gifts. Even though they are not yours yet. Because you're believing, you're positive, you are trusting, you are waiting with faith. You know that yours will come. And you're also opening your mind. Because if it doesn't come this way, it might come that way or the other way. But when you close your mind and restrict yourself, you just restrict your blessing. So open your mind. Genuinely care for other people's children and do whatever you would for them as though they were yours. But don't overstep. Trust me. As a waiting woman, I got to learn that you don't overstep. Because you don't want the tongue lashing that will come with it, that will remind you that you don't have your own. Like the day I offered my former landlady's daughter bananas, and then it cost me something else. And the woman, the way she spoke to me that day, I was really scolded. And she said that children were watching their weight and she didn't want them eating anyhow. These kids she used to send to me to watch for her. So I felt we were that close. They'll stay after, when they come back from school, they'll stay, sleep and all of that. But just that act I did that day, she took an offense. So you don't want to overstep. You want to ask the parents if there's anything you can do. You want to ask them before you do. Don't just go ahead and be doing things anyhow. Make sure you ask, but truly, genuinely care for other people's children. It will save you a lot. And then another point I want to raise is very important. This one, in fact, I even pray somebody will not flog me. Do not be victim to spiritual parasites. Oh my God. This is the cocoa, especially if you live in Africa. They will come. They will hear vision, hear prophecies over you. They will see vision over you. They will see everything. They will see who is doing you. The old woman in your family. Meanwhile, they have their problems. Spiritual parasites, that's what I call them. Do not fall victim. Do not let them in. Guard your heart. This is where the Bible says guard your heart. Guard your heart. Guard yourself. Seriously. Don't let them in, because if you do, they will take you through all kinds of issues and they will cause problem for you. One came to me one time and said to me, he didn't even know that I'd had a baby and lost my baby. So he just assumed that I had not had a baby. Just came to me and told me, oh, sister, I saw you. I was praying for you last night and the Lord spoke to me. And I was like, okay, what? And that day I was not even in the frame of mind to respond. I was busy and he just caught me off guard and I had to just listen. And he was like, there's an old woman in your husband's family. And who else is the old woman in my husband's family except my mother-in-law? He said the woman is sitting, making sure that that's the cause of your barrenness. That's the way he put it. He was talking and I had people in my store. Then I used to run a store in Lagos then. I was paralyzed, honestly. When he finished talking, I just went back to my store. He said, but I prayed for you. I prayed for you. Everything is okay now. So don't worry. Then I'm like, okay, so if you prayed for me and everything is alright, why do you have to give me this thing? Do you know I didn't sleep that night? The thing kept disturbing me. I did not sleep well. I woke up the next day. I was still thinking about it. I told my husband and we were like, he was just laughing. I said, no, this thing is paining me. So he was like, why did you listen? I said, I don't even know why. I was trying to be nice, but now I've lost my peace. So the next day I saw him, I said, brother, come. So he came to me, I said, I need to respond to what you said yesterday. And he was like, yeah, the prayer. I said, Oga, listen, I want to give it back to you. That's the way I said it. I want to give it back to you. It's not meant for me. I don't know who you heard from or who you heard for. But none of these have anything to do with me. Number one, I'm not barren. I've had a baby before. He was like, oh, I said, yes. And number two, that my mother-in-law you're referring to. He said, I didn't call your mother. I said, but that's the only old woman in my husband's family. That my mother-in-law you're referring to. She's more spiritually blessed than you can ever in your life. So I told him, all these things you're walking around doing, don't come to me. Don't drop your prophecies and all of that. I don't want to have anything to do with the prophecies. I gave it back to him immediately. And I had my peace restored. I said, it's not for me. So maybe you need to listen and know who they are sending you to, but this one is not for me. Okay? Thank you. And I walked away. So you need to get to the point where you stand bold to challenge these things. People will just see you in a situation where they feel you are a dumping ground. I spoke about it last week. If you weren't here last week, go back and watch on YouTube. Just go to the link and watch. I had to bring it out, and I'm also bringing it out today. Don't let people make you a dumping ground. You are not a dumping ground. When they dump those negative things, you think it is just a word. It will fester and it will rob you of your peace, and probably if you are not spiritually sound, it might drive you to doing very horrible things. So don't let them. Do not allow spiritual parasites to take advantage of you because you are in need. Because all of these people walking around and giving out prophecies and seeing vision, they have needs. They have needs, though. They have not solved their problem, but you are their market. There was a lady that told me one day, she just called me and said, oh, I sent you something. I gave it to your husband. She will come give you. So my husband comes home and hands me an envelope. I opened this envelope and I saw a handkerchief. The lady said she went somewhere and they prayed for her and she brought handkerchief for me. And for you that you have and you've never been in this situation, you might say she's helping me, but she wasn't helping me. Because she also had a need. She had not been married. And has she solved it? See, you can pray for yourself. God can hear you. God can help you. But you need to pray with an open ear. Keep an open mind and know where He's leading you so that you can listen and do. Don't allow yourself to fall victim. Everybody will just come and dump things on you. Everybody flying around, they will just come and dump. And what I even tell people, I used to tell some of my friends when I started getting, the healing, the mental healing I was referring to earlier on. I stopped wearing my problem on my face. Do not wear your problem on your face. Everybody has problems. Yes, you're waiting for a child, but everybody has problems. There is nobody on earth, even your strongest pastor today, The strongest spiritual man, he has problem. There's a need somewhere that he's believing God for. If they can believe God, why can't you? Why can't God reach you on his own? He doesn't need, see, the veil has been broken. He doesn't need anybody to reach. And if he should need anybody, trust me, you would have heard it before. So soak yourself in the word of God and in the presence of God, and you will hear for yourself. You even have an impression. Sometimes a thought will just be coming to you. When people now come to you to say it, you say, oh, yes, I thought about that yesterday or the other day or something like that. But do not be a spiritual dumping ground where people who are passing just come and dump something like a dumpster. Don't make yourself that. Spiritual parasites are real, and they fester on you when they see that you have a need. All their prophecies will be about you. All their visions will be about you. And then they will keep giving you these words that will make you lose your peace of mind. Some people can no longer sleep because they've told them they are coming, they are doing you, they are attacking you, spiritual attack, this one, that one, and then you don't sleep anymore. What if that person you call on the phone to pray for you falls sick or travels or does not have light to charge his phone? What will happen? So please have the confidence that you too can communicate with God. Have it in your mind that God can reach anybody, no matter who you are, whoever you are. It doesn't matter what you have done. It doesn't matter what people say you have done or who they see you as. As long as you are coming with a genuine heart, God can see you, He can heal you, He can reach you. Thank you for joining, but you can watch all of this back on YouTube. So just go to our page, follow us to our YouTube channel, and like, and remember to hit that notification button so you can follow us anytime we are live. And then also you can watch even the previous shows. You can go back and watch. Today is the 4th episode, so you can go and watch the other 3 episodes that we already we've done, and it's posted on our YouTube channel. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook, thank you so much for always being there. Keep the comments coming. You can go back and watch again. If you joined in late, you can still watch again on Facebook today. And those of you on Instagram, thank you so much. Thanks so much for coming on this show. I see all of you. I cannot mention all the names. Oh, but I can see Ebika, and I can see my India people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think that's Ezo Kocha. Oh, our prof. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's 9:30 rather, and we gotta go. God bless you. I remain Zyna Obasi, and I'll be with you again, same time, Nigerian time, 9 o'clock next Friday. Do not miss it. And remember, like I always say, God gives us children, and He chooses how He gives them to us. Do not be an obstacle in your own case. He chooses how He gives to you. You just receive and be happy. Thank you. God bless you. Good night.